My eyes crawl to a table. Paralyzed by pair-wise dice, then it's hit to this head slice of the nature. Wrapped in skin, roll dice and woes of life. Love deprived, look at her vibe. What's the meaning of life? Once injected paradise, crystal chandeliers, motions reflected. Often mirrors appear clear, ready for your tear. Craving the radiant rain, kindle the flame. Close to she draws near, stay there. Remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose.
Yes, it is. Truth is what you can see. And what you can see behind me is this beautiful view of this great restaurant, Rococo's. And if you've been there, you know exactly what I'm saying. If you haven't been there, then you need to come back again and watch or come and visit sometime. The food is fantastic. The people are outstanding. And Bruce does a great job. Bruce Reinhardt does a great job. Chef Rhino, that is, does a great job with the cooking and the menu and everything that you got here. And you can see the bar behind me. There's a couple young ladies that were there behind me. And I was like, well, do you mind being on the live stream? Because you are going to be on. And as you can see, they moved. Don't want people to know that they're doing a little afternoon drinking, which is okay with them. I mean, I'm drinking my water and, you know, it is what it is. Now, we'll be having a cocktail this evening, and we were here Monday. Every other Monday, they have fried chicken Monday, which is just, I mean, it's, you know, Chef Lee is just, it's unbelievable, and it's fantastic, and they have that every other Monday. So it was last Monday, which was, what, the 11th? So it would be the 25th will be the next time, and I highly, highly recommend you come. Now, we got here, and there was only 7 chickens left at 6:30. And by the time we left to watch the Thunder game, the chickens were all gone. So highly recommend that you call in and you either pre-order and reserve your chickens, or you come in early. Because if you come in after, say, 7:30, 8 o'clock, maybe you will, maybe you won't. But anyway, I want to thank Bruce and the staff for allowing me to come in and do this edition of the Unpopular Women Only Wednesday show. And we're going to be talking about a bunch of different stuff today. We're going to talk about the Open and all the stuff that was said there. Martin Slumbers came out. He's the president and CEO of RNA, who runs the Open. And this is the 150th playing of the Open, which is just insane that it's been 150 years that this tournament has been going. So, but anyway, he made some interesting remarks. Then we're going to talk about Tiger's remarks and John Daly's. And so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about women's soccer, or women's football, however you want to call it. Of course, the qualifying is going on right now. The USA, of course, eliminated Mexico from the 2023 World Cup, and we'll talk about that as well. We have some NBA news as far as some of the things that the governing body rules that they have changed, what they're looking at changing, some more KD drama, along with what Adam Silver said. We're going to talk about that. And of course, we're going to go over the Thunder, because remember, the Thunder play tonight. So we're going to talk about all of those things today on the show. But first of all, let's talk about one of my favorite things. And of course, that is the playing of the 150th Open Championship at the home of golf, St. Andrews. And of course, it begins tomorrow, July 14th. It runs through Sunday, the 17th. So that's going to be very cool. If you're not a golf fan, this is probably something you want to watch, because, you know, this course being built a long time ago has stood the test of time. It's withstood all the changes in the golfers being bigger, stronger, the equipment allowing them to hit the ball further. And this course is still just brutal, because you know, the way that you have to hit the ball, because links golf is completely different than what we play here in America. You can get away with a lot more things in America, and you cannot do that playing European golf. So that being said, it's going to be fantastic watching that. I'm looking forward to that. But getting to what Martin Slumber said, he is the excuse me, he is the he is the head of the RNA, and the RNA is the one that governs and runs it. So he is the head of it, and he spoke at length about what he thought golf was, what Live was doing to golf. Because if you're a golfer, Live golf is not really golf. It's really not golf. It's not a really test of what golf has been, and that is how good are you for 4 days, not 3 days, shotgun start. We all do that. We love to play scramble golf, and this is really scramble golf. And Tiger addressed it, saying that and Martin really expounded on what Tiger said, because Tiger came out and Tiger was basically saying, this is not really golf, this is old man golf. That's what seniors do. Seniors play 3 days. They don't play 4 days. They play because their bodies just cannot stand that extra day, that extra 18 holes. They just can't do it. So therefore they play the 54 holes, which is what Greg Norman has proposed. But let's face it, it's a money grab. That's all it is. John Daly came out and said, man, and he was talking about, I love to Live golf, and my boy Pat Perez talks about how much he loves it. Well, Pat Perez is not making any money on the tour. So Pat Perez is making money in Live golf because he knows he cannot make money on the tour. All these guys, you've realized, hey, I can play 3 days instead of 4. It's a shotgun start. I can go out there and have a lot of fun, do whatever. Don't care if I win up. I'm still making all my money. I don't care because I'm making all this money. That's what it comes down to. It's not really competitive to where, you know that in order to eat, you got to win. And that was interesting about Tiger. Tiger never, ever he didn't live off his sponsor money. Tiger lived off of his golf earnings. So if he did not make money, he did not do that. That's what he lived off of, because it had to have some sort of incentive. His incentive is, if I win, my family gets taken care of. That's what he did. That was his motivation. And Martin even expounded on that even further by saying that it is not really what the true essence of what golf is. It is not growing the game. How is you playing 3 days for a bunch of money and it's only 48 of y'all and there are no cuts? How's that growing the game? There's no penalty for you if you play bad. There should be a penalty for you if you play bad. In basketball and football and sports, there's a penalty. If you don't play good, you lose, or you play good, you're done. And these guys, there's no cuts, everybody gets paid no matter what. But if it's growing the game of golf, why is there only 48 guys? Why is the field the same as a regular tournament? Why is there only 48 of you? It's not growing the game, it's joking. That's just what he was talking about. And then he went into further detail about how at the Champions Dinner, Greg Norman was not invited. And one of the reporters in there said, if you're changing the rules, how can you do it this year and you not invite Greg? And it was like, okay, you idiot. Some reporters, they're idiots. He was disinvited to the dinner. He was not disinvited to play in the championship. They could not do that because of the rules and the way everything was set up. Now, they are going to go in and change some of the qualifications on how you get in. And the Masters is going to do the same thing. The U.S. Open is going to do the same thing. The PGA is going to do the same thing. They're all going to do the same thing. They're going to say, okay, how do we go? If you're going to go over here and you're going to do this, then you don't get the benefit of going over here to do this. If that's what you want to do, then you don't get a chance to come over here and do this. All these people are busting their butts. You have all this heritage, all this history. All these guys are coming out and they're living for this. And all you guys lived for it once too. Now you don't live for them, no, because you know you're not going to win. You know you're done. So what are you trying to do now? Make as much money as you possibly can, which we're going to go into the NBA. That's going to be a nice segue into the NBA when we get over there. But that's exactly what they're doing. This is not golf. This is not growing the game of golf. This is not making people want to play golf anymore. You're playing golf to measure yourselves against the past. In basketball, how do you measure yourself? When I went to Oklahoma State, the first thing I thought is, who was the best guard ever to play there? His name was Ronnie Daniel. What were his records? I want to break them. And remember, as I told you I don't know which show it was, but there's a difference between breaking a record and beating a record. When you beat a record, that means that it took you whatever time to make it. When you break a record, that means that it took you less time than the person who set it did. That's what breaking a record. And I hate that these people on the deal, it just drives me nuts. Be accurate in your reporting. He did not break the record, he beat the record. Two totally different things. And that is my establishment win. So when I did that, I would say who was the best. When I left Oklahoma State, he was second all time leading scorer. He's first all time in assists, first all time in steals, both in season and career. And when I left, I was second all time in scoring and first all time in steals and assists for career and season when I left. And I broke all of his records. Well, actually, I broke 4 of them and beat the other one. So, or 5 of them and beat one. So the way I looked at it is I did what I had to do because I had some history to go by. I wanted to do better than this guy was before me. When these guys go in basketball, you look at it, hey, I want to be better than that guy was in front of me. Football, I want to be better than that person is in front of me. And that's what golf truly is. Now, this stuff, that live stuff ain't that. It's just strictly, just to tell the truth, you're going to make money. Like Pat, John Daly called it, hey, man, I want to get on some of this live stuff. Because he knows it's easy money. Pat Perez basically said that, dude, we go out and we play 54 holes, we're having fun, whatever, I already got my money, I don't really care. I already got paid. I'm just out here having fun playing golf just like I would with my buddies. Is that really competitive? Is that really growing the game? We can do that right now. We can go to Lincoln Park. In fact, I went and played this morning, and I forgot to post my pick, but I went out there and did that this morning. So you can go play golf for fun all day long, but the difference is they want to play for fun and get paid. Now, but there's only 48 of you. Where the tour, you can play up to so many deals, but those guys who aren't necessarily at the top of the list, how do they get ranking points so they can make money, so they can make the Open, so they can make the U.S. Open, so they can make the PGA, so they can make the Masters. So can't believe I forgot the Masters. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, so that's what I look at when I look at this. I think it's a joke. And I'm glad that they got called out on it. I really am. I'm glad they got called out. I'm glad that Martin explained what they're trying to do. And he's basically saying, look, if you meet these criteria, whether you're in live golf or not, hey, yeah, you can get in, you can play. But here are going to be the new rules. If you want to go do that, you can't do this. And the whole thing is, it's going to be, I guarantee you, it's going to be about world ranking points. I guarantee you it's going to be a part of that. And if these guys... If live golf is not part of the world ranking, golf ranking points, which I don't see how it is, and then you're banned from the European Tour and you're banned from the PGA Tour, how you going to get points? Now, I know the Europeans won that case over there to go play in the Scottish Open, but that was this year. The Scottish Open shouldn't even tried that because you can't change the rules just because you don't like what somebody did in that short of time. You can't just go that arbitrarily and do that. Now, give them the time for a year and then get with their attorneys and figure out how to do it. I can promise you they're going to penalize these guys, but these guys don't care. Dustin Johnson doesn't care. Sergio Garcia for sure doesn't care. Ian Paul, they don't care. Pat Perez for sure don't care. He just want to get his money so he can make as much money as he possibly can to get paid for as long as he can. Hey, Bryson DeChambeau, he doesn't care about golf. He just wants to make as much money as he can so he can set up his foundation, which he has. Now his family's set to do whatever he wants to do with his foundation and to continue his vision of what he wanted instead of going out busting his butt on the tour like Tiger did or like Jack did or like Arnold did or like Rory's doing now or like Jordan Spieth's doing now or Justin Thomas is doing now. That's what they're doing. Conor Morikawa is doing that. You go out and you win. How can you be a person that's not competitive? I don't really understand that. I just don't. That's enough of my rant about that. So, I don't know. I'm just, my frustration level, sorry everybody, my frustration level is high. But at this point, I want to take a chance, take this opportunity to thank my guys at Y&B, family owned and operated since 1912, the bank that makes things happen. I want to thank them and for their sponsorship of our black, minority, and women-owned businesses. We're able to go out and do those, do remotes at those locations for that. So I want to thank them for doing that for me, for allowing us to do that. You want to pre-qualify online for www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. OK.com to pre-qualify for any loan. So if you want to get a car loan, or if you want to get, if you want to go out and you want to flip a house or whatever, or you got anything commercial loans, then they are the people that you want to go see for that. So I'm excited about it. I appreciate what they've done for us, allowing us to go, and then also my other sponsors. And then, of course, that's Collaborative Logic. If you have any IT needs, they are the people that you want to go see for that. My guy Mark Long over at SRB, if you have any engineering, surveying, or planning needs, those are the people that you want to go see. They're always behind the scenes, getting anything done that you need to get done. Oak Grove Trucking, my guy Jose Fierro, he's all over the place, and he's doing great. I'm so proud of my man for his dump trucks, and hopefully he'll add a fourth soon. And then, of course, Max and Greg Nafee at NAFCO. So anyway, I'm excited about that. I appreciate all those guys and their support, looking to get some more people on coming on soon, because like I said, we're in the process of planning on how to add call-ins where you people can call in, because right now, if you go on Facebook, I can't really see, because when I try to go there, it reverts back in my ear, so I can't really see what you're asking me, or on YouTube at currently. So our plan is to go ahead and add those things to the MC Sports Network and the Unpopular Hour. And of course, let me go over there now and just go ahead and add these. Here are all of our shows. The Unpopular Hour, which is Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. Wednesday, of course, is the Unpopular Hour, Women Only Wednesday. Thursdays, we call it Thunder Thursdays, which is after the storm. We do analysis of Thunder games. Now, once the Thunder season starts, that will be completely different, because once the Thunder season starts, then we'll be doing the Unpopular Hour Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And then we'll be doing after the storm, after Thunder games, and breaking that down. And, of course, we're going to break down what happened with the Thunder the other night, just in case you guys did not see what happened, or my breakdown from yesterday, myself and Drew Hanthorne. If you did not see that, I'm going to give a detailed breakdown. So, but now in NBA news, the governing body have made the play-in tournament permanent, which I really, really like. I like the fact that they did that, because I think the play-in tournament helps with tanking. Now, clearly they're still going to tank. I mean, Oklahoma City tried to tank, but we won 4 out of our last 10 playing with whatever. And now, well, that had made a difference. We still got the number 2 pick, which they got Chet, which is what they wanted. So I don't think that the Thunder are upset about that. The fans may be, but I don't think the Thunder are upset about that. So anyway, the play-in tournament, they made that permanent. The take foul, what the take foul was, is a lot of you remember, and this happens in high school and college. It happens more in the pros than it does in any other thing, because when you're on a fast break, what the pros do is they grab you and foul you, and then they'll say, was he stopping you from getting to the basket? Then it's a foul. So what they basically did is said, we're not going to allow you to take a foul anymore. We're not going to basically, if a guy's going and has a free ways to the basket, either get your foot in front of him or just let him go. There's no more taking a foul, stopping, putting it over in half court, and taking the ball out of bounds. The NBA is like, no, we're going to give them a free throw, and they still get possession. So you're going to get, it's kind of like a flagrant 1 foul. You get the flagrant 1, you get the free throw and the ball. So that's basically what they're going to do with that. And then, of course, bench decorum. And if you remember last year, the Mavericks got fined $175,000. $175,000. And what decorum is basically the players standing up at the end of the bench, and those people who spent all that money on those tickets can't see the game because those guys are standing. Now, the Mavericks, Mark Cuban didn't care. He's like, whatever, my players, they want to stand and support us. That's what we're going to do. But I think that I love the fact of what they're doing right there. I love the fact that they're saying, no, we're not going to do that, that you're going to have to let people, because these people spend all that money and they can't see the game because these guys are standing up. I'd be pissed too. Now, of course, I don't like it down there anyway. And Randy, right now, we talk about that all the time, that we like it up where we're at. We're at club level. Mark Long saying we're at club level. We like it up there because you can see the game. You can see what's going on with the players, how people are moving around. You can see the sets. You can see everything. Down low, you can't see anything. You can't really see anything. Now, you're going to be seen, and that's fine. And like, Spike Lee and all those guys, they're down there for one specific reason, because they are who they are, and it makes the teams look good by having stars on the floor. So that makes sense. Jack Nicholson has been at the Lakers since, I don't know how long, 80s. I think since Jerry Buss bought the team. So what was that, 79 or whatever? I think Jack's been on the floor on the visitors end, right by the visitors bench. And of course, all the visitors love that by having Jack down there. So they love the fact that Jack's there. They can talk to him, BS with him, high five with him, mess with him about all the different movies that he's done, like The Joker, which is one of my favorite, or oh my God, my mind just went Red Rum. What's it called? The Shining. And that movie still gives me creeps to this day, The Shining, watching it. Oh God, Red Rum. Which, if you don't know what Red Rum is, look it up and you will know what Red Rum is. So anyway, it's interesting to see what your guys' feedback's going to be on the new rules. I like to take foul. I don't think you should be able to just foul somebody like that, even though you do it occasionally, but it happens more in the NBA and it slows the game down. And I think it's like, look, if you're not going to get back on defense, don't be lazy. Boom, get back. Yeah, if you don't, boom, penalize them with a free throw and move on. Now, a lot of people are pissed off about it, but for me personally, I think it speeds the game up, and it does not bother me at all. Oh, and then one more thing about the RNA. Tiger, Rory, and Paul Lawrie were inducted as honorary members in the Royal and Ancient Golf Club as honorary members. I thought that was pretty cool by them to induct Tiger, Rory, and Paul Lawrie, basically saying thank you for what you have done. So, but anyway, let's get back to the NBA. Want to talk about the NBA right now. We're going to go back, and I love what Adam Silver said today. If you remember, Adam Silver took over for David Stern, and his first true act as the NBA commissioner was getting rid of the idiot racist for the Clippers. He needed to go. And that was one of his first acts as commissioner doing that. So I was happy to see him do that and knock them out. I thought that was fantastic, and it took a lot of courage for him to do that, and I was excited that he did that, and then now he's stepping up. And I think it's the same thing with player mobility, because we have talked about that in previous shows about NBA player mobility, how they can just go, okay, well, you paid me, I don't want to leave, I don't like you being here, i.e. James Harden. I want to trade. I don't want to be here anymore. I want to trade. So Houston traded him to the Nets. I don't want to be here anymore. I want to trade. So then they traded him to Philly. Player mobility. And the one thing that Kevin Durant had done, the same thing LeBron had done, is that they did not move while they had time left. When he left Oklahoma City, his contract was up. LeBron, when he left Cleveland the first time, his contract was up. When he left Miami, contract was up. When he left Cleveland again, contract was up. So he had fulfilled all of his contracts when he left. And people said, well, Anthony Davis asked for a trade. What Anthony Davis did was this. I have 1 year left. I'm not going to re-sign with you, which is what people think Kevin Durant should have done. But that was the year that we lost to Golden State up 3-1 in the conference finals. But AD said, look, I'm not going to re-sign for you the next year. So go ahead and trade me now. Get some value for me, because I'm not coming back. I am leaving. I'm not coming back, so you're not going to get anything from me. So why don't you trade me and do that? And that's exactly what they did. They traded him. And they got a load. And let's quite frankly, it's been a good thing for them, because they got Zion in the trade, basically, because of the draft picks. They got Brandon Ingram. So they had some picks to trade and do some things. So they have managed that really, 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 really well and do that. Now, I don't agree with them giving Zion all that money and he hadn't played. I don't think that's a good idea, but it is what it is, and that's the thing with KD. KD got hurt, and they basically paid out the rest of his contract, which was like 190 million or whatever they had given him, what he had left, and they came to the extension. He didn't play for a year and a half, and now he's on this 4-year deal that's just starting, and he wants out. So they paid you while you were hurt. You did not play for a whole year. They gave you your $40 million while you were not playing. They paid you. And because you're mad at what happened, because you're the one that wanted James Harden, you're the one that wanted to play to Kyrie. That's just what you wanted. That's my thing with LeBron with the Lakers. You wanted Russell. You had a good team that was set up. You had with KCP, you had everybody. You were going, you were rolling. You were getting ready to get Buddy Hill. You had a team. You were ready to go, but you are the one that decided this is what you wanted. You wanted Russell Westbrook. So you got Russell Westbrook. Now you don't want him now? Well, that was your decision. KD, this is your decision. Man up, stay with what you're doing. Now, granted, you're in the prime of basically, you're right at the deal. You may have a few 2-3 years left where you're dominant. Then after that, Father Time is undefeated. So, KD, you need to stay where you're at. And if I'm the Nets, you're not going to get a buttload for KD simply because he is where he's at the end. And that Rudy Gobert trade, I still don't understand what they were doing right there. It's just like we're going to talk about Dang. I don't understand the Thunder giving up 3 or 4 first-round draft picks and a second for this guy to move up to get him. I'm not a European-type guy. Now, Josh Giddey, yeah, he worked out great. We didn't really give up anything to get him. Luka, he's a monster. Joker, yeah, but, few and far in between. You got lucky and got Josh. Look at all the ones you drafted before that didn't do anything, and then yet you're going to give up this for Dang? And we're going to go in there tomorrow because the Thunder play tonight, so we're going to talk about that. But tomorrow's show on Thunder Thursday, on After the Storm, we're going to talk about who is the possible starting for the Thunder, who are their possible players are going to be, and what the decisions they're going to have to make. Because our roster is pretty thick right now. You got to make some decisions. Now, you already got rid of Roby, and he's gone. So, but then we're going to get more net. But my thing is back to KD, is the frustration that I have with him is that you are one of the 2 top 3 best players in the league. And when you're rolling, you're the best player. I mean, let's face it. But for you to come in and you to create this mess, and then you want out. No, what you do is you fix the mess. You step up and you play better. You do whatever. They got your shooter in Patty Mills. They got your Seth Curry. I mean, you wanted to play with Kyrie. You wanted to leave Golden State. You didn't want to play with Steph anymore because idiot Draymond. I get all that. And because your ego and because Steph Curry is saying, hey, you're the man, but the people are never going to accept you. It's like LeBron in L.A. They're never going to accept LeBron in L.A. It is not going to happen. LeBron is not going to be accepted by the Laker fans. It's not going to happen. It's just not. KD, you weren't going to be accepted by Golden State. Why worry about it? You were the best player on the team. Just go play and win on your chips. And if you'd have stayed there and won something and won more than 2, which you would have, then the narrative on you would be completely different and you're probably more beloved. But not more than Steph, like LeBron. If he thought he was going to be loved by Kobe, wasn't going to happen. If he thought he was going to be loved like Magic, not going to happen. Or Kareem. And the reason why he's there is because he wants to break the all-time record wearing a Laker uniform. That's what he wants to do. Talk about the scoring record. But all that being said, I love what Adam Silver is doing. I do believe he is the best commissioner in all sports. Roger Goodell has a much harder job, I think, than Adam Silver. Adam Silver is a player. He's for the players and he's for the owners. I think he's a great mediator between the two. I think he does a great job of allowing the players to be the players and the owners to accept and to be the owners. But on this side, I'm more with the owners than I am with the players, which is hard for me to say since I'm a player. But I think that I'm with the owners or the players. Look, you sign a contract, Your money's guaranteed. Your money's guaranteed. 4 years, 100. I mean, look at what Damian Lillard, 2 years, $122 million extension at the end of his career. He's going to be 36, 37 when he gets that. You going to tell me he's worth $60 million at 36 years old? Hell no, he's not. And it's just, to me, it's just these guys, look, you sign a contract, your contract's your contract. You got into it, you're the one wanted it. If it didn't turn out, that's your fault. You're the one who drew it up this way. LeBron, you drew it up this way, tough it out. Now, do I think that KD or Kyrie is a better fit than Russell? Sure do. But now you got to get by KD. Now, I guess you really don't. KD don't want to play with Russell. He don't want to play with Russell. So you almost have to do a 3-team deal in order to get that done. But Kyrie came out talking about, well, he didn't request a trade. No, you didn't request a trade simply because you were talking about how you were going to do the owners, and then you did say where you wanted to be traded to. But did you come out and demand a trade? No, you did not. You wanted money, and you realized they were not going to give it to you, which they shouldn't because you hadn't played, which I think with Zion. I believe that the Pelicans caved. Dude, you ain't played. How do we know? I'm giving you a $190 million extension, $184 million, whatever it is, and you ain't played yet. I don't see that. He's made all this money. He hadn't played, what is 25% of the games that he's had a chance to play and he's played in, and I'm giving you how much money I'm rewarding you for not playing. I don't agree with that. But it is what it is, and it's the NBA, and they do what they do. So I'm kind of going, I guess I'm on the fence in that if you really want to say that. So that being said, let's talk about our sponsors again. Once again, I want to thank Y&B, family owned and operated since 1912, the bank that makes things happen. Family, you can pre-qualify for any loans at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com if you want to pre-qualify. And that's for loans for cars or for any of that if you want to refinance your house or if you're trying to go out and get commercial loans to build whatever it is, whether that's commercial buildings or neighborhoods. They are your people to see over there. Then, of course, any IT needs, we want to talk to our people over at Collaborative Logic. If you have any IT needs as far as your network or computers, they are your people. I'm getting all this reverb back to me. I got to figure out that out. SRB, my guy Mark Long, if you have any engineering, surveying, or planning, they are your people for that. And then, of course, Oak Grove Trucking and my guy Jose Fierro and his dump trucks. Call him up if you need any of that. And, of course, my peeps, Greg and Max Nafy. So I want to thank all those people for their sponsorship and their help in making this possible. I appreciate you guys, and thank you guys for what you're doing for me, for making this happen. I appreciate that. Okay, now, this is what all you've been waiting for. I've been at Rococo's. This is where I'm at. Rococo's on Western, 4308 Northwestern. Their store hours are Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Fridays, 11 to 11. Saturdays, 12 to 11. And then Sundays, 12 to 10 on Sundays. Now, if you haven't came and had brunch here, I highly, highly recommend brunch at Rococo's. And then for any of their catering or events that you might want to plan, call the guys at 405-534-8838. That's 405-534-8838 if you want to have anything for catering and events. And I appreciate, I want to thank Bruce for him allowing us to come in here today. And like I said, you can see the background, and those two ladies are there behind me. I think they actually came back, and they're back there enjoying a cocktail, an afternoon cocktail, which is what they should. I have no issues with that. I wish I was having a cocktail, which I will later, of course. I'm going to have one, but right now. Anyway, you can look at how beautiful this place is and the way they designed it. I really like everything about this place. And so That being said, now we're going to talk about the Thunder. If you guys missed it, the Thunder won 84-83 over the Magic, 84-81, excuse me, over the Magic. Wasn't happy the way that ended. Oklahoma City shooting 5 for 25. That's really not going to get it done from three. That was our issue last year, and it seems that we have not addressed that glaring problem that we had from last year, not being able to shoot threes. But that just means we're going to have more pips, which is points in the paint. We're going to do that. So anyway, 43% from the field, 44 rebounds, 30 pips, 24 turnovers, way too high. And I've said that earlier in my other broadcast that the Thunder need to be around 12, 13 turnovers a game. If you have 24 turnovers, you're not going to win a ball game, especially with them only having 17. But, of course, the Magic, 9 for 37, 36%. And really, we had dominated the whole game, and it was at the end they came back. And then, of course, 30 points in the paint, 17 turnovers, and then, of course, they outscored us 20-16. Now, the Thunder are 1-1 in the Summer League, which is when the Summer League really starts, is in Vegas, which is now. So we're 1-1. They're losing to the Rockets on Saturday night. And then our overall record is 2-3, where we had won our first two, lost two in a row, and, won our first two, lost, what was it? I guess that can't be right. I guess we're 3-3 now, because that can't be right, because we won. Yeah, I guess that's right. We won one, lost two, and lost three, and then won one. So I guess that's right. So anyway, the Thunder's got to come back, and they got to do better, but we've got to cut down, on our turnovers and make it about 12 or 13. We've got to score more like 40 points in the paint. Field goal percentage, 45, 48 is all right. Rebounds is, you're going to get up to, depending on that team missed that many shots. We should have more rebounds than what we had. And then, of course, 5 for 27 is not going to get it done. Now, what everybody's talking about, and we'll just start out with Chet, the fact that he had 16 and 10. And I just laughed at people. He was 5 for 7. I'm like, okay, first of all, he was 5 for 7, granted. But those were all layups, alley-oops, and then, of course, he had the 2 for 4 from 3. The 2 for 4 from 3 were contested, couldn't make it. Had 4 turnovers, and all 4 of them were strips. And then on top of that, he let a 5-foot-something guard him. Now, you're 7'2", 3", whatever you are. There's no way in the world any little guy should guard you. But what they're noticing about Chet and what people aren't saying, because the narrative is everybody wants him to be successful, and I want him to be successful because I'm a Thunder fan. But I'm going to give you the breakdown of why I say what I say about him is that he can't get around people. He can't take you off the dribble. That is the problem. If we're not going to feed him layups, he's going to have a hard time trying to score. He's not going to be knocking down shots from 3. Chet does not have that in his game. And if you think it is, you're high. It's not going to happen. On the other side of that is he's thin. How much is he really going to be able to play in an 82-game series? He's not going to gain 50 pounds in muscle. That's not going to happen. He does not have the body, the frame for that. Now, I disagree with some people who are saying that he's more like Sean Bradley. I'm not going to go there. But what this game is, yes, it's more positionless. I agree with that. But you still got to get around people. And the problem is he's 7 foot. And you're trying to get around people. And what they did is they can guard him with someone smaller because they know what is he going to do. He's going to be out at the three-point line. He's not going to be able to get around him. And they get a chance to steal the ball from him. That's what happened. Then the one time he got a rebound down low, he had him on him. He looked like he was getting ready to pass it out. And they're looking at him like, shoot the ball. And he goes, I have a little guy on me. And he's lucky he didn't get a charge called on him. Ends up shooting the layup. But everything else is giddy. And J-Dub made a great alley-oop to him. He barely caught it. Almost lost balance trying to flush it. But anyway, great athletic move. So when I look at him, I'm going, okay, Chet is exactly what I think he is. He's a 7-foot guy He's a rookie. He's not going to average a lot of points unless he's going to be given to him. And I saw him walking off the court with Josh Giddey with his arm around him. Now, the problem I have with the Thunder is really simple. We have 3 starters playing. 3. Robinson Earl. Well, now if you got Robinson Earl or Wiggins with Chet and Josh. Now, if you take Chet away, Robinson Earl, Wiggins, and Josh all started last year. And we're barely beating rookies. Now, of course, our best player is not there, which is an SGA. And it's frustrating to me because all the Oklahoma fans, Chet. I'm like, I'm worried about our damn team, and I'm worried about him because he can't defend. And if you think he's getting pushed around now by these rookies, wait till the season starts. The book is already out on him. He's thin, push him around, take advantage of his weaknesses. Like on the other day when they shot a 3, guy goes up and rebounds over him, kicks the ball at the corner, getting the final look at a 3 at the buzzer. To me, that's alarming. To everybody else, oh, well, he has 16 and 10. Okay, he has 16 and 10. This is what I'm looking at, though. I'm trying to win games over 2-game season. You can't give up that. Muscala gave that up last year. We lost a couple games where he couldn't rebound. That's Thunder's problem. So, you go get a guy who's not going to help us accomplish that. Josh, he's shooting 27%. Josh is going to do what Josh is going to do. He's going to score 12 to 14. Now, what I'm talking about tomorrow on the show is what I think Josh needs to average. Josh needs to average 18. He needs to be our second lead scorer behind SGA at 24. That's what he needs to be. I can see that's not going to be in his game right now. Hopefully it will be at some point, but Josh doesn't seem like he wants that in his game. He wants to be 12 to 14 and, have 9, 10, 11, 12 assists and 6, 8 rebounds. That's what Josh wants. We're not going to win games if he's doing that. He's got to be our second leading scorer. Then, of course, what do you do with Dort? Dort was our second leading scorer, 17 last year? So what are you going to do with him? So where's Chet? Remember, Trey Mann averaged 10 points a game. So what are we going to do with that? I mean, there's only so many balls. But I can promise you, my biggest disappointment this season thus far has been Trey Mann. What are you doing, Trey Mann? I don't understand what he's doing. I mean, look at his numbers. 9 points, 21% from field, 16% from 3. He's like, 4 for his last 27 or something stupid like that? He's scoring 4 rebounds, 4 turnovers, 3 assists. And Chet was wide open on the wing for a 3, which he can knock down very easily because he's got a really nice shot. He didn't pass it to him. He goes off and does whatever, passes to Josh. Josh is on the wing trying to dribble, can't get by somebody, passes to Wiggins, and Wiggins takes the last second shot. And I'm like, Trey, what are you doing? It's almost like he's looking at like he's the odd man out because, like I said, tomorrow I'm going to break it down even further on what I'm seeing, on what the Thunder have got. Because Jalen Williams, our 12th pick, he's playing really, really, really well, even though he played like crap yesterday, having 5 points, 28% from the field with 3 rebounds, no turnovers, 2 assists, and 1 block. But he's been the most impressive person that I've seen out of the Thunder. And I'm not talking about Josh because Josh is just doing what Josh does Josh things. So I'm not even counting him. He shouldn't even be playing. But Jalen Williams from Santa Clara, I really, 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 really like him. He's been an amazing surprise to me. I love what he's doing. But like I said, I want to see more out of these rookies. I already know what I'm going to get out of Wiggins. I already know what I'm going to get out of Robinson. I already know what I'm going to get out of Giddey. But I want to see what these other guys are going to do. But I know that Giddey's playing for one specific reason, because he wants to make Chet look good and to help Chet scoring. Because without him, Chet is in trouble. And I'm telling you all, right now it's like a lot of people got mad at me about Russell. The same thing about Chet. I hate to break the bad news to you, but it is what it is. He is who he is. Now, is he going to get better? Yeah, he's going to get a little better. He's going to get a little stronger. But the problem is, how long is he going to play? How many minutes are you going to play him a game? What are you going to do with him? Those are the questions that the Thunder are going to have to answer. What are you going to do with him? And that's the question I have. How many minutes is he going to play? Look how thin he is. How many games is he going to play? Because if you think he can play 82 games, I want to smoke what you're smoking. I want to take what you're taking. Because he ain't doing it. He doesn't have the frame to be able to last that long with the physicality of the NBA game. Because I can promise you, they're going to be physical with him. I can promise you they're going to push him around. And I can promise you referees aren't going to give him a break. You know why? You're a rookie. In the NBA, you got to learn. You got to earn your bones. You're a rookie. You're going to take punishment until you're not a rookie anymore. But you're not going to get calls. You're going to get beat up. It is what it is. Can't argue about it. Can't get mad about it. Just, hey, you'll be okay. You'll get more calls the next year, and more calls and more calls and more calls as you earn it. But when you come in as a rookie, you get the crap beat out of you. And I promise you, they're going to use the physicality against him because he's not physical. Everybody knows that. And if he's not fed the ball in the pick and roll, which he doesn't, drives me nuts. He didn't even try to set a pick and roll, the pick. He just puts his body out there and then rolls to the basket so he can get a shot. He didn't even try to set a pick. So all of these things you think I'm being critical, you watch him play tonight. You watch it. He's not setting picks. He can't get around anybody. Okay? He's going to be up and down with his shots because in the NBA he's not going to get a lot of free looks. Because once they get the book on you, you're in trouble. And it's pretty much play Chet physical and keep a hand in his face. You can put a little guy on him because he's not going to take him down low, and he doesn't have the ball handling skills to be able to handle, because those guys' hands are too fast, and they're too quick, and he's too tall. That's why Kevin Durant doesn't try to do that. Kevin Durant just gets you, turn around, and just does a fadeaway, or just, tries to drive, a couple dribbles, and pull up and shoots, because he knows he's not going to be able to do that to you, because he's 7 foot, and you can get your hands on the ball. That's why Kevin Durant shoots the way he shoots. That's why he does what he does with his game, because he can't get around you, and he knows it. Chet can't get around you because he's too tall. Everybody talks about what a great shot he has. He has a great form. I agree. But the difference is you're going to have to get that off while somebody's being physical in your face, pushing you around. So we'll see how that works. And once again, I'm skeptical about it. So with that being said, once again, I want to thank my guys, my guy Bruce, and all my guys here at Rococo's for all their help today. They've actually set the place up fine. The food was fantastic. As usual, shocking. Food was fantabulous here at Rococo on Western. Shocking. But anyway, here are my store hours. They have for catering events. Please call them at 405-534-8838. And once again, I want to thank Bruce and the staff for allowing me to come in today to do the show and to get that stuff. And remember, if you have any question, you want to watch any of our shows, you can go to mcsportsnetwork.com. You click on it, then you can click on any of the places that you want to see it. Clicking on any of the shows, whether it's the Unpopular Hour Women Only Wednesday, or After the Storm, and you can watch any of the shows. Or you can go to YouTube, search the Unpopular Hour Matt Clark, or After the Storm OKC Thunder, and y'all might need to put those up there so people be able to see those. But here are all the different shows that we have: the Unpopular Hour, Unpopular Women Only Wednesday, which is what we're doing currently; After the Storm, which is our Thunder after the Thunder game analysis, and of course we're on weekdays at 2:00. So I want to take this time to thank once again Bruce and my guys here at Rococo, all of our sponsors at from Y&B for allowing us to go out and support minority, black-owned, and women businesses in the metropolitan area, as well as Collaborative Logic, SRB, and Greg Nafee and my guys at NAFCO, and then of course, last but not least, my boy Jose Fierro and his dump trucks. That being said, everybody, hey, try to stay cool out there. I know it's hot in the mother. Try to stay cool.